The president of Mexico, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, known as Amlo, is one of the most popular leaders on earth. And as he's finishing the final year of his 6-year term, he has an 80% approval rating. This is despite the fact that the corporate media has spent years lying about him, viciously attacking him, and the US government has constantly meddled in Mexico's internal affairs. The US government has funded opposition groups and has funded media outlets, which have constantly attacked AMLO, lying about him. And despite all of this, AMLO remains one of the most popular leaders on earth. This was revealed in a poll that was published this May by a US polling firm called Gallup. The polling firm surveyed Mexicans and found that 80% support AMLO. This is an increase from 67% in 2022. Gallup pointed out that this makes AMLO one of the most well-liked leaders in the world. And ever since Gallup began surveying Mexicans in 2006, no other Mexican politician has ever been as popular as López Obrador or AMLO. This is deeply ironic because the US government and the media outlets and opposition groups that it funds have claimed for years that AMLO is supposedly threatening Mexico's democracy. The National Endowment for Democracy, the NED, is a US government organization. It's basically a cutout of the CIA that was created supposedly to promote democracy in scare quotes, but in reality, it is used by Washington in order to meddle in the internal affairs of other countries. In the name of promoting democracy, it actually undermines democracy in order to support the interests of the US government and US corporations. And the NED published an article back in 2023 claiming how AMLO's Strongman Act is weakening Mexico. The media in Mexico has been spreading this ridiculous lie as well for years. Right-wing media outlets have said that AMLO is trying to install an authoritarian system. Right-wing elites in Mexico have been publishing articles in Spanish in the Washington Post and other US media outlets, claiming that Mexico is returning to the authoritarian era of the PRI. In 2020, the editorial board of the Financial Times, the major British newspaper, published an article titled "López Obrador becomes Latin America's new strongman. The Mexican leader is revealing himself as an authoritarian populist." When they published this article, AMLO had about 67% support. Since then, it has increased to 80%.